yesterday. Yesterday night we took an overnight bus from Bandar Abbas and then came here.
Yeah, it was a pretty long journey, about 650 kilometers or so, and we covered the journey in about 8 hours.
Yep.
It was really fast, and we even stopped like so many times along the way for food and this and that. But the bus ride was quite comfortable. We got here to Yazd at around 7 a.m. In Bandar Abbas, the temperature was much more higher, and it was
When
also
we got into the bus, the temperature was at 27 degrees. When we stepped out of the bus,
it was 6 degrees this morning. It was crazy, and we are actually staying right here at the city center, and now we are just walking towards the main square, and around that we learned all of the must-see places here in Yazd. So Yazd is actually one of the smaller cities in Iran, but you can see a lot of traffic. It's a very busy day.
So Yazd, the iconic monument in Yazd is a water reservoir. I'm very interested to see that. I think we should go there first.
Cool.
Come to the Ateshgah temple here in Yazd.
And this is the most important monument here in the whole city. It's actually a very important Zoroastrian temple. For those of you who don't know Zoroastrianism, it's an ancient religion. It's a belief system, very similar to how in India we have Hinduism. A lot of elements are shared. The concept of paganism, the concept of belief in God being a part of each one of us. I think that is the shared beliefs that you can find between Zoroastrianism and Hinduism.
So the Zoroastrians believe in 5 main things: the human body, the spirit, the conscious, the energy, and the 5th one is called Pravahar, which is called the essence of God. So they believe that in each human being a little bit of essence of God is there as soon as he is created.
Yeah, so that's a very similar thing to, like if you compare that with Hinduism, it's a very similar concept which says that there is God within the individual. So this is Pravahar. It represents the wings you see there actually represent 3 layers of good thoughts, good deeds, and good words, and the end wing actually represents bad thoughts, bad deeds, and bad words. So if you have more of the good stuff, you tend to fly higher towards God. And if you have more of the bad stuff, you tend to sink further down towards hell. So the man you see at the very center is actually a wise saint. And in Zoroastrianism, they say, listen to a wise man, listen to a sage, because they have a lot to teach. And he, in fact, is actually making a prayer to God, holding the circle of life, which says everything you do comes back to you. So we learned that the fire inside the temple has actually been burning for over 1,000 years, and it has never once gone out. It's the same kind of belief that you would find in any fire worship house. We also saw this in Azerbaijan. So in our Baku vlogs, you can check it out. And the temple itself is actually quite new. So we are right now in front of the Amir Chakmak, which is a very beautiful monument right in the very center of Yazd. And it's so cool. It's almost like a madrasa of some kind with two big minarets. These are the tallest ones in the whole city, and a very nice flower garden here. And
This is the most iconic monument you will see whenever you search for Yazd.
yeah, and they have a very cool water fountain right here. And all this water, they say, comes from there, which is like the water reservoir.
And this is like right in the center of Yazd because you have this complex here. The bazaar is right opposite to it. The water reservoir is here. The museum is opposite to this. Everything is like just around this place.
And at evening time, they say it lights up very well. So we're hoping to come back again.
We are right now inside the Chakmak complex, and here you can see a lot of shops selling kebabs of different types of meat.
Yeah, I think these are all restaurants that have been built into the old rooms that have been left behind. Square actually was a royal seat of power because around the square there was not just this one mosque, a grand mosque, and the water reservoir that she showed earlier, but there were also a lot more things like houses of dervishes and a lot of stores which led eventually to an alley that is the bazaar today. So all of this belongs to the Timurid dynasty, which, as you know, also extended as far as Uzbekistan. So that's why we see the same kind of architecture in both places.
We have come to the final stop for the day, and the main mosque here in Yazd is called the Jami Mosque.
Or Friday Mosque.
And look at this. Oh.
So we are right now in Yazd Old City, which is actually the ancient like citadel, if you can call it that. It's a very small part of the bigger city, and it's absolutely beautiful because you see very, very old houses, shops, everything dating quite far back. And these are all made of the same sandstone that we had seen in other parts of the desert. And of course, to plaster them, they use limestone and clay. So everything is very beautifully finished, especially this mosque with its blue tiles and the teal accents and the Persian writing of the Quran on it. So it really looks cool.
Let's go in.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.